All right, welcome guys. We are going to create our cross contour illustrations here. So taking a look at the PowerPoint, obviously I went through some different basics with you guys. We looked at the work of Patrick Seymour and where his kind of influence and inspiration is coming from and how we go through the process. So the first thing is we are going to go ahead and find our subject. And again, I recommend animals, but it's really kind of up to you. Symmetry is going to make your life easier, but it's not totally necessary. So that's kind of your call. So I'm going to dive into step 2, which is kind of the practice and sketching right here. You could do this by printing out your image and doing this on paper if you want to, but I'm going to show you how to get it set up in Photoshop. It should be pretty easy me using knowledge that we already have here. So here's mine in progress, and basically I have my background layer, I've got my photo that I put in here, and I have my layer that I'm sketching over top of it. So pretty straightforward. If you can figure that out on your own, you can skip to the next video. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and just do a new document here. The size doesn't really matter too much on this. I'm probably just going to do like a 9 by 12. It really doesn't even have to be 300, but I'll keep it at 300 for right now. And I'm going to go ahead and file and place embedded my Bohr image on my computer here. And I'm going to grab that one, and there we go. Pop that guy in there, enlarge that a little bit so it's filling my page. And remember, on this, the key is understanding the different parts and the form that make up our three-dimensional qualities of whatever your subject is. In this case, this Bohr that I have here. First thing I'm going to do is drop the opacity on this layer. So I'm going to just drop that down to maybe about 30% or something so I can see it, but it's not distracting me. I'm going to do a new layer over top, and I'm going to zoom in here. I have a basic pressure sensitive brush. I'm going to work with blue. It really doesn't matter what color you work with. You can go with black. Actually, I probably would recommend against black. Pick a color that's going to be a little bit more visible on your canvas when you get to the next step. And I'm just basically going to go in here and start drawing and suggesting where I'm going to have some of these lines. And again, don't get too caught up with the details. This is going to be something that we drop into Illustrator and we use as a reference. So I kind of suggest some of these nostrils and things in here. And what direction am I going to go on the nose? I don't know if I'm going to go kind of this way. And this is what you're trying to figure out. And am I going to bend these lines kind of around here, like this direction, all kind of coming out of the nose like this? Maybe, or do I want to have them a little bit more following the outer contour? So this is the part that you want to kind of figure things out and decide, so that when you get into Illustrator, you kind of know a little bit more what you're doing. So I'm going to take this. This is the main part of the snout. Let's say that goes from here, really goes all the way over this area. And with this, let's say I'm definitely going to be kind of going in an upward direction. And so I'm going to have some lines that sweep up this way, and then I think over on the side they're going to start to kind of sweep down this direction. So this is essentially the goal of this part of the project, is that you're figuring out what direction do those lines go, how should you separate out your animal or subject into different parts, and what are you going to do with those lines when you get into Illustrator so that you're not just guessing when you get there. You can change your mind, that's totally fine, but the whole idea here is that we kind of plan it out and start to figure out all those different directions and things that we're going to do with it. So I'm going to leave it at that. That is the basic idea here. I'm kind of going through this pretty quickly. You definitely do not need to draw every single line here. You just need to get a good general sense of the form of the subject, the direction of the lines that you're going to work with. Try to create a little bit of contrast and variety with those different lines, size-wise, direction-wise. And there's no one right way to do the cross-contour lines, but there are definitely ways that are not going to look as good. So spend some time, figure it out, and then in the next video, I'm going to essentially show you how you can go from here, and we can drop it into Illustrator and set ourselves up to use the pen tool and the blend tool in Illustrator. All right, good luck, guys. Get that going and look at that form, make it happen.